Hey everyone, so this is Constant reporting from Geneva Watch Days, and I'm right at Ritz-Carlton and here with two great guys. So we have the CEO of Zenith, Benoît, how are you?
Very good, hi, welcome, we're happy to have you.
Thank you very much. And also Head of Product, Romain.
Hello, Constant.
How are you?
Very good.
So we're here to take a look at a new release that is quite special. It's deeply rooted in the Swiss excellence heritage, right?
Absolutely.
It's between two brands, Zenith and also USM.
Absolutely.
So tell me a little bit more about the conceptualizing of these two Swiss excellence brands. Like, how did it come together?
So it came up together, first of all, from its foundation, the roots, you know. The company was created more or less at the same time, you know, exactly at the same time, USM and Zenith. And secondly, they're very deeply rooted within the Swiss the Swiss tissue, you know, the Swiss environment of Switzerland, and then it makes sense. USM is a great brand, and Zenith is a great brand as well. So exactly. it made a lot of sense to collaborate together. It's a great collaboration because there's a lot of similarities together between USM and Zenith.
So these two amazing Swiss brands that has both very strong heritage, more than 100 years old,
yep.
Right? How did two of you come together? You know, did you go to meet USM, or did they come to you, or what was the
the project was, of course, developed by Romain's team and Romain himself, and then was put a little bit aside for different reasons and all that. Okay. And then we managed to reenact it, to reactivate it, and we visited Romain, myself, and his team. USM 2 years ago, as soon as I arrived, because I think the project was great, and we agreed. You know, we re-explained the project, and we quickly found something that works. You know, the chemistry went very well. You know, the symbiosis went very well, and then we went into, you know, like when creative people meet together, you know, they went all over the places and all that. Exactly. So we were making sure that everything was well contained. And then said, okay, it makes sense. You see, it makes sense, and this is where it came through. Now, of course, we decided to we had to agree on the quantities. Obviously, you know what, and I'm saying this because it's very important. We could have done 300 of each or 500 of each colors. You know, there are 4 colors, there are 4 models, yeah. And we decided to do only 60. Okay, 60 each. Because it's very important. We're not running after only the turnover. Of course, you know, we leave money on the table here, but that's not the strategy. The strategy here is to create something strong, something that makes sense, and something very exclusive. Okay. Exclusive for USM and exclusive for Zenith. And that's why we agreed for the 60. And then there's a small story that Romain will tell you about the 60 itself. But this is where we come from. So we came from there to here, and we're very happy with this. Number-wise, you know, we launched yesterday at 8 o'clock. Mm-hmm. I woke up this morning. The first thing I check, and
it's blowing up
exactly
the watch.
But even in sales, you know, sales-wise, I can tell you that 25-30% is already sold.
Wow! Congratulations! So, amazing.
No surprise, but it's always very encouraging, you know, very encouraging. That means
Let's not hold a surprise to the audience and show them the watches. So Wei has the blue one. So we do have it here. So this is the 4 colors that's available for this Zenith and USM collaboration. So Romain, tell me a little bit about why this collaboration was built on top of this particular model itself.
When we approached them, we wanted to create something very special, unexpected, and never done before. So the creative idea when we approached them was to say, look guys, we would like to create something that we could have done together 60 years ago. Because they have invented the modular system, you know, the connecting ball in 1965.
Exactly.
We should have normally released the El Primero back in 1965 for the 100th anniversary of the brand. But right. Our engineers back then decided to put something like the extra mile and to add the high frequency, you know, the 36,000 vibration per hour. So the El Primero came on the market in 1969. So the idea was to take a model from 1969, and that's the Defy case, the steel Defy case, which is very angular and which has never been produced with a chronograph. So we are creating not a revival, but we are creating a watch based on a platform that does exist, but never done with the El Primero movement. No, we never had it, the chronograph.
It's very, very special. I think that's one thing that kind of confused me in the beginning, because I always know about the Defy. And of course, I'm very familiar with the El Primero. And when El Primero was launched, it was in a very different case. You know, it's not this
Absolutely.
Defy case. And when I saw it for the first time, why is this El Primero so angular? You know, oh, I recognize this case. So this is actually the first time that a chronograph, a high frequency El Primero chronograph, actually
in that case. And the idea and the logic behind that case is that because it's angular and it was very robust, it was very much known for this Defy case. And it's reminding you also, I mean, the angularity of USM furniture. So it was an obvious and logic choice for us when we decided to do the collab.
That is amazing. So we do have 4 colors for this collaboration. We, of course, have the blue. So this is the
this
blue
is
color.
to remind you Zenith, but it's also a production color that is
USM as
produced by
well.
USM, of course. The green one, as mentioned before, the green one is the original color of USM.
I see.
And then we have added 2 more colors. They are very poppy. They are eye-catching.
That's right.
They represent also the, let's say, the early 70s in a way.
Yeah.
So that was the obvious choice to have some very eye-catching color, and you gotta catch them all.
It's really, really cool. So I also, so one thing that I mentioned from Benoît just now was that the green itself is actually this color itself is patented by USM.
Yeah.
Right?
But this one is the only Pantone, but otherwise all the colors of USM are proprietary.
Exactly.
They are owning these colors. They are not real Pantones. So it's impossible to reproduce in a way. To reproduce them, we had to get the panels, the metallic panels from them, to giving them to the dial manufacturer to be able to approach the colors and to match exactly the colors. So that was the main challenge behind this. And then, of course, obviously, I mean, you have these colors that are obvious when you look at the watch, and then we have also added some subtle elements of USM design inside the watch.
I want to talk about that. So the biggest thing that I see, I think the biggest highlight I would say is that subtle detail that comes from the chronograph hand.
Yes.
And it is the exact same design, the ball,
Exactly.
bearing design, connection. This is a signature of USM, right?
Absolutely.
It is the connecting, we call it the balls.
Exactly.
Bearing that connects the different parts of the modular USM furniture, right? So you do have that in the chronograph hand as well.
Correct.
So what was the rationale behind the little designs?
We had, of course, to think about some subtle details, not too obvious, not too loudy, to create the effect that when you wear the watch, you can discover something special. So the ball is an obvious choice, but you have to find the right position, the right location to add it. It could have been on the pump pusher, on the crown, but it would have been too loudy. So we said to ourselves, we can replace very original components of the main character here, the El Primero chronograph hands. Normally you have the paddle, the rectangular shape, and we said to ourselves, it's obvious we need to put the connected ball on it.
You know, it's super cool. I think you know what, you do have the representative of USM in terms of the colors, right? If you know about USM, I think when you look at those watches, you see the huge link, the huge resemblance of the two brands that comes together. But I really love the subtlety that you want for additional details, because like what you said, you can put it on the pushers, you can put the details in maybe even the hour markers itself, right? But yet the one that's really connecting the two brands together, it's just at the chronograph hand, and yet chronograph is a signature of Zenith as well.
Absolutely, and is the signature of USM. You know
Exactly.
We could have worked also on the subdials. We have worked on the subdials, but in a more subtle way. We could have also depicted the balls. But in reality, we wanted to have the finishings inside the subdial that reminds you the locker. You know, the finishing that you have on the locker. The azuré. The azuré is something very common in the watchmaking business, but it's also adapted here on the lockers of the furniture. And
it's very, very subtle.
Talking about the furniture, this comes along with the watch. So this is also
I know.
something very cool.
So how does the furniture that comes with the watch, how does it look like? It's just basically an additional small USM cabinet that's given, or is there like a watch box inside or something?
So we'll show you. We'll
show you. But the main idea is that we are, of course, providing on the table with this collab the watch with some elements of USM, but we also wanted to highlight USM and that the client can go back home with a watch, but also with a USM piece of furniture.
Exactly.
So this is a furniture, but it's also a watch box in reality.
Wow.
It's a watch box, and it's also a storage.
Damn.
Because each and every watch that you buy, you're gonna get of course, the 3 layers
Got
of internal watch box like this, of course. And then it becomes also a storage for your own collection, because if you pay attention in it, we have different options. If you flip over all these elements, you have normally 4 sides on each and every. Look at the yellow one, it's even more clear.
I see, you can swap
It's a
around.
single one, yeah.
That's a single one, but when you flip it,
It's 4.
I see. So it's between
Yeah,
one
exactly.
watch and 4
Exactly.
watch
Exactly,
compartments.
but you can
That's
put
very
8
cool.
watches in there.
Nice.
me,
You see?
like
Got
this.
it.
So it means that with the 3 layers, you have 12 locations for your own collection. So it's
Exactly.
becoming part of a furniture in your office that is offering for the
That's-
collectors for each and every watches. So it doesn't mean that you need to buy the whole set.
Got it.
In one watch. But
One watch, it will be given.
But it's functional as well, you know. One
Functionality first,
functionality
exactly.
first, and this is very important. And this is one of the motto of USM as well. You know, it has to be functional.
You know what? I think that if you want to do a collaboration, to me, this is what makes this collaboration really special.
Yeah,
I think it's
absolutely.
deeply rooted in Zenith, you know, in the watch, and of course in the expertise of the chronographs and the design, and yet the expertise of USM, you know, in terms of
Absolutely,
storage,
absolutely, and
the manufacturer company as well.
And the collaboration, they have to like the collaboration. You know, they have to like. And the team of USM has been exemplary because they love the brand, they love Zenith. And we love their brands. We have in our office, we have USM furniture.
Wow.
So it was a natural
Matchmake in heaven.
Exactly, like a matchmaking, but it was very natural. So it's a great collaboration.
That's cool. So guys, the Zenith and USM collaboration is limited to just 60 pieces per color.
That's correct.
All right, and the price for this?
10,900.
10,900.
10,900 Swiss francs.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a great price. I mean, stainless steel, you know.
We've heard that a
different
lot,
colours.
but you know, it's good. It's a lot of watch for the money. You're right.
Definitely.
Yeah,
Especially for
nowadays
60
it's value sensitive nowadays in the
Exactly.
context of what we are experiencing out there. It's not price sensitive, it's value sensitive, and I think that here we have a lot of value
I think
included.
you hit the spot.
Yeah,
Definitely.
absolutely. Yeah.
Anyway, thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
It's been a
Always pleasure.
Thank you so much,
Absolutely.
Romain.
Constant.